समझता है कि इन्होंने पहले कमाई गलत रूप से की, तो वो भी कहेगा अगर धरती पर उतर आएगा कि पहले वहां मुझे जवाब दो फिर यहां जाओ। साथियों, ये बहुत जरूरी है समझना कि अगर हमको एनर्जी या क्लाइमेट या नदियां या पानी या सब प्रकार के हमारे एनवायरमेंट्स की सोच महत्व की लगती है, तो हमको बहुत कुछ करना होगा। एक तो हमको ये देखना होगा, एनर्जी पर मैं थोड़ा सा बोलती हूं, कि ये जो ट्रांसमिशन एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन लॉसेस है वो पहले कम करना, उस पर हम देखेंगे भी नहीं ये कैसे होगा। अभी थोड़ा सा व्हेन द पब्लिक सेक्टर आल्सो इन अ वे कंपनाइज्ड कॉर्पोरेटाइज नहीं बोलती उनको, तो थोड़ा सा फर्क पड़ा है, लेकिन ज्यादा नहीं। in spite of the regulation and monitoring the distribution and the production companies within the state electricity boards, ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ा है, क्योंकि पॉलिटिकल विल नहीं है, कैपिटलिस्ट विल भी नहीं है, सोसाइटी की विल इसमें है पर नहीं है, वो नहीं हो रहा है। दूसरा, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ एनर्जी। हमारा टारगेट क्या है? बेस्ड ऑन द नीड फॉर एनर्जी इंटेंसिविटी। कितना एनर्जी इंटेंसिव इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन चल रहा है, कितना एनर्जी इंटेंसिव इवन एग्रीकल्चर चल रहा है, हम लोग देख नहीं रहे। एग्रीकल्चर भी अगर केवल ड्रॉइंग ऑन ग्राउंड वाटर विदाउट रिचार्जिंग करता रहेगा तो कब तक करेगा? आज एक एक जोन, बुंदेलखंड ले लो मध्य प्रदेश का, खाली हो रहे, रायलसीमा ले लो आंध्र प्रदेश का, खाली हो गए कब से। कहीं थोड़ा सा माइक्रो लेवल एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन चल रहा है, विच इज डॉट्स ऑन द कैनवास। वी ऑल आर डॉट्स ऑन द कैनवास। हमने 2 माइक्रो हाइडल प्रोजेक्ट बनाए, बड़े हाइड्रो प्रोजेक्ट ने, उनके सर्वेस गलत निकले तो डुबा दिए। विच इज द चैनल टू गो इन फॉर टू से दैट देयर आर सो मेनी साइट्स फॉर माइक्रो हाइडल प्रोजेक्ट्स, देयर आर सो मेनी माइक्रो वाटरशेड्स, फर्स्ट टैप दोस। सिमिलरली एनर्जी में और बहुत सारे चॉइसेस है टेक्नोलॉजिकल, यू नो देम बेटर देन मी, बट वो चॉइस इंपोज करने की विल स्टेट में नहीं है, क्योंकि those who are the investors of money really are taken as gods unfortunately। and आपको मालूम है कि किस प्रकार से अभी तो नई सरकार तो 15 अगस्त का भाषण कुछ भी कहता हो, जिस दिशा में जा रही है वो केवल नाटक नहीं हो सकता। जिस दिशा में वो जमीनों का ट्रांसफर, कंसेशंस दे रही है, हम सबको मंजूर नहीं है। मैं आपको कहूं, whether it is the allocation of coal blocks or whether it is giving away the mineral resources, अगर पब्लिक एक्सचेकर भरने वाला ही नहीं है, तो आपको लगता है कि इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट ऑफ दिस कंट्री also will manage to send ST to even the remote area, to have primary health center in every village and hamlet in the Adivasi areas, to have primary school everywhere? Small spots or models or experiments can be done. गुजरात का नंबर भी प्राइमरी एजुकेशन में बहुत नीचे है, मिनिमम वेजेस पे करने में बहुत नीचे है, पोल्यूशन में बहुत ऊपर है। आपको मालूम होगा तो व्हाट मॉडल ऑफ डेवलपमेंट? अल्टीमेटली इट इज नॉट गुजरात वर्सेस द महाराष्ट्र और इंडिया, बट व्हाट मैटर्स इज दैट दिस ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडाइसेस, ये अगर हर किसी की हर जरूरत पूरी करना इसके आधार पर बनने हैं, तो हमको लैंड हो, वाटर हो, एनर्जी हो, फॉरेस्ट जो नदियों का बाप है, बाप, उसके बिना तो नदियां बह ही नहीं सकती। हम पहले फॉरेस्ट काटते हैं और साथ साथ बांध बांधते हैं, तो बहुत ही विकृत होता है, ऐसा हमें लगता है। दैट इज वेरी इसेंशियल। इट इज ऑल्सो इसेंशियल बिकॉज द हैंडफुल ऑफ मोनोपोलीज, and I will end with this, handful of monopolies, they are really the worst exploiters। सभी इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट एनिमीज हैं एंड कटघरे में खड़े करने चाहिए, ऐसी हमारी कभी सोच नहीं है। मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी हैज बीन अडॉप्टेड बाय दिस कंट्री सिंस द फर्स्ट 5-year प्लान इटसेल्फ। एंड प्राइवेट क्या है? प्राइवेट एक छोटा टेलर भी है, महर्षि कर्वे भी है, विद्यासागर भी है, जिन्होंने एक एक सेक्टर में काम किया, एजुकेशन का हो, हेल्थ का हो, सोशल सर्विसेज का हो। तो ऐसा नहीं कि एवरीथिंग दैट इज नॉट पब्लिक सेक्टर इज टू बी रिजेक्टेड। वी वांट दैट पब्लिक सेक्टर टू रिमेन, बिकॉज विदाउट दैट At least in the present model of our economy and polity, every citizen's basic needs cannot be fulfilled. And then if the public sector is to run, then the public exchequer is to be filled. All profits going to Ambani's and Adani's cannot help this country survive. Howsoever they may pay for Satyameva Jayate, वो Satyameva Jayate नहीं हो सकता. और इसीलिए जो लोग आज चिल्ला रहे हैं, एक एक जगह चिल्ला रहे हैं, और इतनी बड़ी मोनोपोलीज फिर भी आ रही है, कॉटन भी उनका, उसका पोर्ट भी उनका, उसके लिए प्रॉफिट का मार्जिन और बार्गेनिंग पावर भी उनकी. हम देखते हैं बॉम्बे में टाटा पावर से अंबानी पावर 25% महंगी है. हम देखते हैं पॉस्को को टाटा से सस्ता आयन. मैं टाटा की सिफारिश नहीं कर रही हूं, पर योगायोग से दोनों एग्जाम्पल आई. पर आप देखिए ना कितना फर्क है विद इन द सेक्टर, एंड कितना फर्क है इंडस्ट्रियल एंड नॉन इंडस्ट्रियल जिसको कहा जाता है वो सेक्टर. एक्चुअली एवरीथिंग इज इंडस्ट्रियल. ऑल इंडस्ट्रीज पॉपुलेशन, महिलाएं किचन में काम करती है तो क्या उसमें स्किल नहीं है, उसमें इनपुट नहीं है, उसमें थ्रूपुट नहीं है, उसमें आउटपुट नहीं है? व्हाट इज इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन आफ्टर ऑल ऑल्सो नीड्स टू बी क्वेश्चन. तो ये सब करना जरूरी है, हम सब लोगों को सोचना जरूरी है. और इसीलिए वी डिमांड पब्लिक पब्लिक पार्टनरशिप. हम लोगों को चाहिए कि द स्टेट टेक्स द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. इफ द स्टेट टेक्स द इंडस्ट्रीज इन, fair enough, the state must compel, if it doesn't happen voluntarily, the industries also to fulfill all preconditions which are given to us as law, as rules, as policies, as principles, plans. And वो भी जब बदलते हैं तो कैसे होगा? सरदार सरोवर का सिंचाई का क्षेत्र, the command area of that dam in Gujarat was shown as 18 lakh hectares. Today at the first phase, 4 lakh hectares is on the path of denotification because that land is to be converted for industrial purpose. We are only saying review the project because the original goals are changed. The costs have changed from 4,200 crores to 90,000 crores. What is wrong? To really do the valuation to rehabilitation, everything as per not just law, but apart from and beyond legal justice, we must ensure human justice. And that is the test of the time, the test of the development planning, and that only will save resources too. Climate change पर तो मैं बहुत बोल सकती हूँ. एवरी एक्टिविटी में सेविंग पोटेंशियल है, बहुत है, उसकी चर्चा बहुत है. मैं आपको चाहिए तो पढ़ के बताती हूँ कि एक एक सेक्टर में, इंडस्ट्रीज में, सब में एफिशिएंट टेक्नोलॉजी, एफिशिएंसी इंप्रूव करके आप कितना सेव कर सकते हैं. पर मुझे लगता है कि एवरीथिंग विल फॉलो if these human principles and human goals are really conceived, inculcated and imbibed as us. Otherwise, the development will not take into consideration people and resources, and there will be no capital, real capital left for development for the future generations. Thank you very much.
It was indeed a conscience-stirring speech. Very passionate as always. Mehtaji is always a very passionate speaker. But it certainly, I think, touched our conscience. She's prepared to take some questions. So if there are any questions, we would try to keep it within the next sort of 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so pose all the questions. Yeah, sure. So she will take all the questions together. So if you could just quickly introduce yourself and make the question as brief as possible, please.
I'll introduce myself as a citizen of India, just to make it simpler. The perspective is from the policy makers, from the politicians that get to matter. And I'm relating to one of the AGMs recently that I attended, and the perspective where one of the so-called ministers had come down and he mentioned a policy on pro-poor. If a state is saying that we are pro-poor, first they have to be pro-industry. The whole perspective of being pro-poor, they mentioned that they have to earn revenues first. With that revenue earning only, they can take care of the poor as a state aspect. For that matter, they have this excuse, if I were to speak in the way you are actually saying, from the industry perspective, that they have to be very, very choosy in where to put the industry and how to put the industry. Relatively, where we have industry which is not working, it is absolutely idle. Why can't we revive those land, if land is a concern, in terms of getting that? Why don't we get into that policies which clears those idle assets, makes them revive with some other new initiative for which you are looking for land? So these are things where we really got to work on it, and this is where the perspective I would like to just leave this comment, ma'am.
Not only that, there are lands which were forcibly acquired, say for the state industrial development corporations and so on, and actually don't even require it.
No, you don't actually.
Loud enough. And saving it. And you know, and still those are left out as they are, and still the new lands are acquired. Now the new land acquisition act, how many are for and how many are against this? Let me see.
Show of hands.
Is there anyone who are against
Yes,
it?
Yeah, please.
just a minute.
Just
Let me.
Let him finish
The
first.
farmers should be sought.
Hello.
The land is forcibly acquired for the private good. Comment on that, please.
The terminology which is being used today called sustainable development versus sustainable consumption.
Madam, myself is Mr. Mitra. I want to introduce myself as ex-Chief General Manager, Coal India. I am extremely sorry that I am not at all agreeing with what your concept about development as you are trying to propagate. Development has its own priorities. We must not forget about that. It has to be definitely site-specific. Suppose there is a raw material, suppose there is some mineral deposit. Now we cannot always allow that the same kind of culture, tradition, and the aspiration the people should be complied with. We have to definitely consider development as the priority issue. It has its own, compulsions, and in that direction, if there is a sacrifice which has to be made by the populations or the localities, that has to be addressed to. But ultimately, of course, you are very right in saying so, that we have to ensure that the local peoples don't suffer in that process of development. That's of course a different thing. But we cannot keep the central issue continuing the aspirations of local peoples
Excuse
as
me,
the
sir.
prime issue.
Excuse
That's my
me, sir.
point.
Okay.
It has its own
A point
priority.
well taken. It's
We
an
have to
observation.
definitely
Yeah,
be
it's an observation.
site-specific.
Yeah, it's an observation. Yeah, please.
I will just say one sentence on this, that not only site, but also pace, scale, and then the process of involving the various stakeholders, not only in rehabilitation, but also sharing the benefits. All of that matters.
Yes, madam. We know that in 1994, the EIA Act has been enacted, and then it has been revised in 2006. And in 2009-10, there was the Niyamgiri Parbat bauxite mining stopped for the Vedantos.
Is the decision even on the phone postponed?
Yes, ma'am. And during 2009-10, the bauxite mining of the Niyamgiri Parbat has been, the then Environment Minister has rejected it due to some their local people. But why? The issues of ecological degradation has been slipped out for the same reason in the Lavasa case. In the Lavasa.
Yeah, absolutely valid point.
Yes. I mean, the tourism was left out. Now, huh?
Their ownership.
Their ownership, their resource protection. The same was in the Niyamgiri Parbat, for which the then minister has taken a great effort, but it has been slipped out of the top bracket of the Environment Ministry in the Lavasa case.
No, 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 no. The same minister took the decision on Lavasa case. That is why probably he had to go.
Same minister took this.
And the second minister also had to resign, saying that I cannot sign on the dotted line. I have freedom fighters in my family. I'm sure even if you don't have freedom fighters in your family, you respect for the freedom movement. If this country really invites everyone and anyone from outside and then take back all that is belonging to this country, not only to Adivasis and Dalits, also to you and me, what remains? Globalization Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam nahi hai. ये आप भी जानते हैं, हम भी जानते. Market, money, how long will it go? Till one day when you and me realizes that our children refuse to feed us because they are concerned about their profits or their careers. तो ये तो कुछ सोच होनी चाहिए, sovereignty की सोच होनी चाहिए. Market is not the ultimate God. तो इसीलिए environment impact analysis में भी जो Ministry of Environment को authority and powers दिए हैं, उसको उनको काम नहीं करने देते हैं. अभी तो सवाल नहीं, अभी नई गवर्नमेंट में एनवायरमेंट मिनिस्टर को कौन पूछता है? ओनली वन सिंगल पर्सन विल टेक द डिसीजंस. जैसे नर्मदा का लिया, मिनिस्टर्स ने हमको कहा कि वी रेड द न्यूज विथ यू इन द न्यूज़पेपर नेक्स्ट डे. हाँ, वो सब होने ही वाला है, लेकिन वो तो अभी मजा मजा.
Respected madam.
Sorry,
Just one question I'll put very
quickly, please.
Very quickly.
We are running short of time.
I'll take permission from her. My name is Ajay Das Gupta. For 4 decades I was with the reputed public sector undertaking. I need not have to tell the name. Now I am a citizen here. Now we are very fortunate, respected madam, to listen to you. We have been listening in the newspaper. We have been listening from other sources. But physically we are seeing, we are grateful to BCI and to you also. Well too. Now specific question is that you see in our GDP, 70% of 65 to 70% of our population is living on the agriculture. This is related to land and land is in the core of their heart. As you have told, as many people are telling, including our Chief Minister here. Now the question is that our GDP, the agricultural proportion is very less. Now what is the balance? Industry has to come, land has to be given for industry, for new industry, for the mines, people has to be re-elevated, everything has to come. Yeah. We cannot depend on agriculture. Now this dilemma, you kindly tell something on this.
See, this valuation is a game of numbers. How can you not know it? You know more better than me. Today, we give in this country and the whole world, unfortunately. There are no other examples now surviving, but for very few countries, and if I take their names, you would say, oh, you are communist and you are this and you are that. I'm no one. But Gandhi, Ambedkar, लोहिया को मैं मानती हूँ. और आपने अगर इतना सोचा कि कल अगर mechanized product की value हार्ड अर्न्ड प्रोडक्ट से कम होती है तो पूरी स्थिति पलट जाएगी. इंडस्ट्रीज का कंट्रीब्यूशन, मैकेनाइज्ड इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन एंड मैकेनाइज्ड प्रोडक्शन, मैकेनाइज्ड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का कंट्रीब्यूशन इन द जीडीपी कम हो जाएगा और एग्रीकल्चर का बढ़ जाएगा. पहले एग्रीकल्चर का 65 पैसे था, अब 16 और 10 पैसे पर आया है. ये किसकी देन है? कोई भगवान और अल्लाह ने थोड़ा तय करके भेजा है. यहाँ की पॉलिटिकल डिसीजन मेकिंग क्लास ने वो तय किया है और उसमें जिनका दबाव है वो तय करते हैं. किसानों का दबाव नहीं है क्योंकि वो 21,000 करोड़ रुपया किसी को इलेक्शन प्रचार के लिए नहीं दे सकते. वो जिन्होंने दिया उनके पक्ष में पॉलिसीज बदलेगी, लॉज बदलेगी, वैल्यूएशन बदलेगा, प्रॉफिट मार्जिन बदलेगी. तो ये होता है सर, इसमें कोई दिक्कत की बात नहीं. मुझे सत्ता दे दो, मैं एक दिन में करके दिखाऊंगा.
Ma'am, thank you very much.
Okay, I suppose we have to.
You have to close it. One last question, but you have to close it.
Oh, Professor Basu has to make a question. No, we'll have to conclude. We have to conclude the session now because we have 2 other sessions to follow. We are very sorry, but I'm sure Medaji can give you a few minutes outside. Maybe you can then, please excuse us. We have to close the session now. We are really grateful to Srimati Medha Patkar for having taken the trouble of addressing us this afternoon. Thank you very much, madam. Just allow us to give you a small memento. And this is something that
All this should not remain in pictures. Please stay with
what the future holds for India on technology, R&R, practices, policy and legislation. We are already running late by 1 hour 15 minutes. So may I call upon two distinguished speakers here, Mr. Partha Bhattacharya and Mr. Rana Shom. Because of the time constraint, I don't want to further take the time in repeating Mr. Bhattacharya's profile. It is not required. Only thing, Mr. Shom is here first time with us. So I shall just briefly mention. Mr. Rana Shom is an advisor to Acer Group in Mumbai and chairman of two of the Acer's overseas companies, Trinity Coal Corporation and Minnesota Steel in the USA. He is also a non-executive director of Acer Steel and independent director of two central PSU, MMTC and HAC. Mr. Shom had been the chairman, managing director of India's largest iron ore mining company, NMDC, from 2007 till his superannuation on 2011. Mr. Shom holds master degree in economics and a postgraduate diploma in human resource management. He started his career in 1972 and served various organizations with wide exposure in different fields. I would request Mr. Bhattacharya to first. Oh, okay. Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. After this wonderful, scintillating speech from Mrs. Medha Petkar, I think we are all in a different state of mind. It is not a very safe idea to bring up the subject of mining and the resultant, the problems after this kind of a speech, but really can't help. I mean, that is how the program is structured. Before coming to the subject proper, just taking a clue from what we heard in the last session, I would say that I have seen at least one example. I won't dare to say that this is the standard example in Coal India, but there has been one case which I have witnessed and which I have shared on a number of occasions, where sustainable mining, and particularly in a tribal land, has been practiced as a model. And this is a place not very far off from Calcutta. In fact, I had taken some media persons there to see for themselves. There is a place called Rajmahal, which was developed in mid-90s. This is quite a big coal field, and the project was developed to around 10 million tons at that time. Today it is producing about 14 million tons. It supplies coal to the NTPC power stations of Kalgaon and Farakka. And it is all on tribal land. The entire land belongs to tribals. Tribal land had to be acquired. The best part of it is that, and it falls under a erstwhile loss-making company. Today no company is loss-making, called Eastern Coalfields, which used to be a perennially loss-making company. And when this mine was taken up, in fact this mine was also incurring losses. But the best thing was that the entire process of consultation with the tribals as to what is needed for that community and for that society formed a core practice right from the beginning. Whosoever had been in the management of that mine really drove the process hard. And as a result, when I first visited the mine, that was in 2007, I wanted to see the rehabilitation village, because I was told that Rajmahal is proud of creating a rehabilitation village which is really self-contained and which provides all kind of basic facilities. It allows the tribals to maintain their culture, their basic, their basic code of life, but at the same time gives them exposure to advanced medical facility and education. So I wanted to see it for myself. And when I visited that place, I could see the township is well laid down. It has all basic amenities and facilities. In fact, even places of worship for various kinds of sects. A Shidukanu statue, models, etc., which they worship. Schools, colleges, and medical facilities. It was really a delight when two young girls came up to follow their normal practice of washing feet and all that. So when I politely told in Hindi that, "Aisa nahi chahiye, thank you so much, mat kariye aisa." One of the girls in chaste English, she turned back and said that, "Sir, this is our culture, allow us to do it." So I was little surprised and I asked her name. She was one of the tribal girls, I don't remember the name now. Then I asked, "What do you do?" She said, "I'm studying class 12 in DAV school here, which is set up by the company, by the project." So it was really a proud occasion. And I was narrating this particular episode in a conference where among the other people in the audience, we had the then US Consulate General. She was one Beth Payne. She was here for some time. So she was in the audience and she immediately wanted to do a verification. So she says, "I want to visit this place." And after some time, in fact, I was not very sure, so I kept quiet about it. Then her office called back, said that, well, she wants to talk and fix up a program. Then she was taken to that place. She had absolutely no difficulty in communicating with the tribal women. She danced with them for 3-4 hours because they were all English speaking. They could speak in English, communicate in English. So it was quite a proud moment. The whole issue is what Mrs. Petkar was mentioning, basically having a close interaction with them as to what is required for that society, what is required for that community. And to try and create an irrevocable positive change in the quality of life. So I think at least there is one occasion, one place which is a model case. I would say this has been done. And certainly in my time I did try to see that this is replicated elsewhere. I won't claim a lot of success in that, but it happens. Not that it doesn't happen, it happens. And I'm quite sure Mr. Rana Som will be able to give similar experiences in NMDC. Having said that, I also must say that we are today at a major crossroad. The country has seen a decline in the rate of growth of coal production. And coal, as the first session has clearly brought out, will continue to be the mainstay in the energy scenario. If India has to really deliver power, I don't know, to all by 2020, whether it is possible or not possible,